Ready to go live. And we are live with that beautiful, the pouring of that beautiful, beautiful wine. Let's just see here. We got
wine in.
We need to ask people for wine.
We don't need to ask anybody for wine. Wine in.
Do you do this every time?
Apparently.
Like you're
sure.
not a guest.
Well, she's cutting it close, making me late. May be your last show.
Stop it.
It's really awkward. What happened? You can't hear it?
Yeah.
But she always knows her place. She's got
taking over
style,
the show.
she's got
She makes
grace,
rules
she's
here.
a winner.
We're not
She's a lady. Oh, she's a lady.
I don't know who he's calling a lady.
There it is. Welcome in.
Hold on.
We are live with
Oh.
that beautiful, the pouring.
What? I don't know
Is
what
this your
happened.
first show?
It is my first show. I am
Not
Dawn.
even-
I'm a guest.
Yeah, it's not even your first show today. Welcome in to After Hours on 21.6 The
Look
Net.
at
This
After
is Whining with Dawn. What's my age again? And this is the Welcome Back from Vegas show
is.
as well.
It was an epic vacation. I did get my ass spanked by some Chip and Dale dancers.
Now Liz, did we were hoping to see some Shaft Tap shirts. You and I were here
Correct.
holding down the fort, so to
Yes.
speak.
Only
and-
shaft tapping.
Yes, and
She
we were
shaft-tapped a
we were
lot.
going to see some Shaft Tap shirts next to like cool places.
Yes.
We were going to see some tassels, I believe,
Oh.
some titty tassels. Nothing. I saw nothing of that. Did you?
I mean, I think there's some things that were meant to be left in Vegas.
Thank you, Liz. She's got my back.
It's just
Loser.
that is just a cheap that's a cheap bumper sticker.
But what she is amazing because she has my back. Now, we did not have titty tassels, and we did not wear our Shaft Tap shirts. We did eat our way through Vegas.
Be careful how you say
I
that.
should. I didn't say we were
Congratulations.
eating in Vegas.
Either way.
We
Terrific.
ate all of the delicious food in Vegas.
Yeah, you got to go to Hell's Kitchen.
I got to go to Hell's Kitchen, which was my huge dream.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was worth
It looked
everything.
delicious.
It was delicious. Did you see Tim Santos from Health Markets got his
That
mug
smoky
out
thing?
of that
Yeah.
smoky thing? It was an old fashioned.
Oh, beautiful.
It was amazing.
What
It was
made
pretty
it
cool.
smoky?
I don't know. I think what do they call it?
Dry ice?
Nitric.
Yeah,
Oh,
a little
call it?
CO2 or something.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. Don't ask me questions
Try.
about science.
Yeah.
Something.
It was
Right.
it was really cool.
It was.
It should have been there.
Oh, look, Amber Haas just joined us live, but that's shocking because we have to say hi. She does. She's watching today. Hi, Amber. Hi, Melissa. Oh, Steph Conley. Hi, Barb.
That's it.
They're all there watching.
Everybody.
Okay, so anyway, we have a
Not there.
newbie. We have a Whining with Dawn virgin. It's not Liz. She's written that a couple times. So it would be
If only you knew.
Amber Axelson. Amber, say hello.
Hello.
Welcome in.
Right?
Thank
Welcome,
you.
virgin. We enjoy virgins here.
Perfect.
And so we're the reason that we actually wanted you on the show is because we talk a lot about you behind your back.
Love it.
And
Good to hear.
for our loyal listeners, you know that Liz and I hang out with her husband, Kevin, the king of getting shaft tapped. And we hang out a lot. We partake in some whining, which is how the show actually came to fruition. And we talk about how we suck as parents. And sometimes Liz likes to tell me I suck worse than she does. And sometimes I like to tell her that she sucks worse than I do. And we realized yesterday while talking that you don't suck.
I think I do, but
Nope.
love to hear how I don't.
Well,
Are my kids watching?
I mean, there are certain things that you may suck at, like, hey, come on over at 5:30 and we'll eat dinner at like 8. Like, I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
I will say that. But parenting, you do not suck at.
Well,
So
thank
tell
you.
us how old your kids are.
I have twins, boy,
Twins.
girl, 14,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have a girl. She's 11.
Okay, be a little faster on the
Okay,
ages.
Jesus,
okay?
I don't know.
I'm saying you were a good parent. Know their ages. Start there.
I don't know.
So
What are
you
their
have an
birthdays? Quick.
11-year-old, right? You have an 11-year-old.
Yes.
I have an 11-year-old. Liz has an 11-year-old. and our amazing producer over there has an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
So, and what we started talking about
2009 must have been.
That recession has really closing
I
up.
was going to say, what was happening in 2009 that we have 4 people?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we talk about, the biggest thing about it is, let's talk about our ages. So I'm obviously not the oldest one in the room at this point. That would be Kent.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's the
So
old
Kent, you're
producer.
51.
51. Yeah.
And you have an 11-year-old.
51 and a half.
51 and a half, and you have an 11-year-old,
Yeah.
right? And I turned 50 yesterday. So I'm 50 in one day. Not even a full
happy
24 hours yet.
birthday to
Thank you. Okay, you can stop.
All right.
And I have an 11-year-old. You are 41.
Yep.
You have an 11-year-old, and you're like 12, and you have an 11-year-old.
It's a
33.
miracle.
Yes, I'm 30.
33. So there's different perspectives. So that's what we started talking about yesterday, about how we have 4 people who are 11-year-olds and total different decades. We have one in the 30s, 40s, and 2 old timers, right? But you're the man version of me. Let's be honest.
That's true.
Right? I mean, we are siblings.
My boobs aren't that big, but yeah,
Well,
correct.
there's a lot of other things on you. So anyway,
Smooth, huh, Liz?
but hi, Tracy. So anyway, so we started talking about you as a parent.
Okay.
And I was saying that I love hanging out with you so much, right? I say that all the time, but you make me feel like I am the worst parent in the world and you don't even know you do it.
I'd love to know how.
Well, let's give you an example. Like
Yeah.
the last time I was over a couple weeks ago for dinner,
Mm-hmm.
you were like, hey, you hang out over here with Ethan. I have to finish a game over here. And you finished a board game that you were
Yeah.
playing with your child.
Yeah.
Normal people, like friends come over, you're like, peace out, go play your video games. I got company, right?
Yeah.
Am I totally
Go,
right?
go hang out. Liz.
Yeah, you were
It's
like,
not like
you-
in
It's like a
every-
special occasion in our
right. Like,
Okay,
games.
Mom, will you
It's
play a
not-
game? Like, can I do it in like an hour?
Seriously.
Like,
It's not like an everyday thing. Like for whatever reason, that particular day it was so important to her to play a game. And I did like, okay, in like a half hour, let me get this, I'm almost there. And then I was trying to squeak it in before you got there and we couldn't. I just couldn't say
But
no
I mean,
to
that's
her.
my point is like you were a true parent. I, on the other hand, would have been like, hey,
we'll finish this later.
or I would have been like, I'll give you $10 to go away. like, $10, don't call. I'll see you tomorrow. Right? It's like, I'm totally with her. And then I was like, well, is that a generational thing? Like, is that we're old? Like, I think what happened is we're old. Like, our kids should be in college. They should be out of the house like the other half of your
Then
children
that's
Yeah,
are.
so
excuse.
a lot of our friends that we went to high school with are grandparents,
Yeah.
and I
That's what I was saying
I'm
yesterday.
like,
Yeah.
no way am I ready to be a grandpa. I got a kid at home still.
Right.
I don't need to be a grandparent right now.
Right. And I was saying that in perspective, like, I'm single and I was like, nobody wants to date somebody who's still got an 11-year-old at our age. Our kid, all the people in their 50s, their kids are in college or they're having grandkids or they're like, the dating profiles of the people that are in my area are like, oh, single and ready to mingle. Kids are out of the house. I'm like, I got a ball and chain for 7 more goddamn years. Nobody wants to date that. So that's how it kind of came up with tonight's topic. We were talking about the different, guests. And so like she was saying that when she first went to school where I met her, she was like the new mom, the youngest in the group, feeling like she wasn't sure of herself. She's the one who followed her kid around the lunch tables at the meet and greets, making sure that they were in her line of sight now. Well, now she has 3. And we don't even know where Julia is half the time, right? We're like, is she around? Or is she here? She might be at my house 2 doors down, next door. So, but you were saying now she's going to go into...
Yeah. So when my 11-year-old Grace started kindergarten, we would have been, so she was 5. We were 27 when she started kindergarten.
27.
So everyone was like, oh my God, you're so young. Like, we were the young ones. We were the inexperienced. We also were the broke ones, let's be honest. Still are. But, but then now, by the time Julia goes, I mean, she's 3, so we'll be 33, like 35-ish when she starts. And it's going to be will be season. We've done this before. We've done this twice already. And
Right. As opposed to you and I who are like grandparents age, right?
Well, you
But-
you look good, right? So
Oh,
I've got a bunch of
thank
gray
you.
hair, and it's like, oh, neat. Look at Lucy brought her grandpa with her. And then you're like, no, I'm her dad. Now you become that hippie, like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, yeah.
nice. You know,
It's like
is your
funniest thing.
VW bus outside too, buddy?
Right?
Yeah.
And then we start talking about like just other things, like your kids. Like I make dinner. There's nobody around. Like they're up playing their video games. I have to scream at them to come down the stairs, let alone like it's like an alcohol party. You have to leave your keys at the table, like leave your cell phone at the table, or else they're on their cell phone.
Now I have one question though. How often do you actually
Not
make
often.
dinner?
Shut up. It was hypothetical. And so, and then you like your husband's in the kitchen cooking. Your kids are slicing onions. One's sautéing. The other one is setting the like. How did I fail so bad? That's what I want to know. Was I shaft tapped too long? Like I don't know what happened. So you don't even know how badly we talk about how good of a parent you are behind your back. So is it a good way to talk bad about you?
I mean, it's a great way to talk about me. I don't know if
Right?
it's a fair representation,
So
but
the other thing we talked about is I want to go on record. Now I know we usually have about 400,000 people listening. I want to go around and 400,000 people to listen to this day. Today is February 19th, 2021. If God forbid something happens to me and I get ill, God forbid, I am going to her house to be taken care of.
it is the right house for that.
I mean, let me share an example of why it is. Do you want to tell the example?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So my friend here wasn't feeling well. I decided I was going to come over to her house, bring her some flowers, just check on her, because that's what friends do. And I was greeted by one of her children who said, "Hi, Mrs. Brummer, go on, take your shoes off and go upstairs. Mom's waiting for you in her room." And I'm thinking she's sitting in a chair. We're going to hang out. Nope. She's in her bed, which is one of those sleep number beds, right?
Mhm.
Like with the extra cushion and like vibrates and massages and hangs from the ceiling, goes straight up in the air. I don't know what it is, right? And she's got 2 dogs in her delicious bed. And she proceeds to say, "Come on in." She moves over. I just crawling right into bed with her. And I'm sitting there in this delicious, wonderful, warm bed. And then people start coming in with gifts of snacks and food and bottled water.
Okay, I think we need to say like I had surgery for something kind of serious. I
mean-
mean, not to like divulge my whole thing. Like I wasn't up there with like the sniffles.
I mean, you had a
Like-
little bit of an injury, let's be
Yeah.
honest. But I mean, that was a couple of days later. I mean, like, should have been up sitting in a chair. No, she might have been milking it a little bit. And I'm getting like fresh chicken breast cut up. I'm getting then they were excited about the spreads, and I'm getting crackers and
Don't
cheese.
forget the blanket.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, I heard about the
the
blanket.
blanket.
She ordered it from
I
my
did.
bed.
I know.
She had I actually ordered a blanket from her bed too. I
You
like
might
to
have
go
a
to-
problem.
I like to go to people's
You
houses,
might have a thing.
steal their blankets. So, oh my God. So anyway,
It's a whole thing.
it's apparently I just realized that I did. I went to her house and she had a weighted blanket, which
Kind of feel
I
cheated on.
ordered that night, and then she has a heated blanket, which I now have. So now I sleep with a weighted heated blanket. I'm like a tamale in bed. It's because I'm alone.
We're coming to your bed
It's
next.
because I'm alone in that bed.
There's no
Um,
room. There's none.
Seriously. Oh, let's see. I have some comments here. Hi, Donna. She says, "Wine day. We are both 50. Well, me, March 16th. You beat me by a month. Love you, girl." Love you, Donna. And Tracy says, "You do the same thing, Dawn." Jerk. She says, "But your bed is in the family room." She's not wrong.
Right.
I do love to sleep on my reclining couch. It's something
She
I bought
totally
in
does.
January. See, you get me, right? It's because we're 50
I sleep in
and
the
we sleep
recliner.
in chairs
Yeah.
now. That's what happens.
Is that what happened?
It's because you don't have the sleep number. I'm telling
That's
you.
right.
Do you have the
They
sleep
have
number?
I
sleep
do.
number.
Mine
Yeah.
doesn't
Right.
recline,
Do
but
you
I
have a
have
sleep
a sleep
number?
number, and it's
Not
phenomenal.
a sleep number, but ours twists, turns, vibrates, heats, all that stuff.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
mine doesn't.
That's
And
what you're missing.
well, I've been still waiting for your husband to get that drawer out. So,
It's okay. I get
But,
the same comments.
yes, I tried for her husband too. Nobody's husband wants to get the drawers out of my bed. I mean, like, maybe that's a problem.
Looked up.
So, yes, I sometimes like to sleep in the family room.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
be
there's
honest. In
nothing
my
wrong with
recliner, because I'm 50 and that's what you do.
With your weighted blanket, you're fine.
Right? With my
Yeah.
weighted blanket and my fan blowing on me. But anyway, so you go to her house and these people are waiting on you and they're, "Hey, Mary," and they're bringing you drinks. And then she was like, "Oh, I'd like a little bit more of this spread and some extra crackers, please." And one of her children goes down and gets one. And I stayed hours. right? I was stopping by.
She was never gonna.
I was never going to leave. So
But that's such an unfair representation, though. I was like
It's
practically
factual.
dying.
I mean,
Like
I mean-
you scare your family a little bit with like a little death talk, and then, like, and then the spread and the chicken
Listen.
and the thing. Nobody's bringing me that tonight. I made dinner. I left. I haven't
you didn't even
eaten
get
it
to
yet.
eat dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. But I will tell you. On a side note, I will show you the difference. You play board games with them. You hang out with them. You spend some good quality time with your kids. Me, I suck as a parent, and that is why yesterday my one son was like, "Happy birthday, love ya, peace out."
Can you bring me home pizza?
Can you bring me home pizza? Anybody want to guess which kid that was? It wasn't that. Mm.
Yeah.
So hi, Betty Joe. Mary says, "So true. It's so true."
See, but for me, it would be like, oh, well, but you're back from the doctor, right? So you're okay. I mean, I'm fine. I'm just tired. Okay, can you make me some lunch then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. If Alice comes home from the doctor, it's like, what's for dinner?
Same. I think that I like same thing. Mine was a little like it ended up being okay, like a little sucky, but okay. But there was like some death talk and like
Ooh.
offing me, and so I think my family got a little like, holy crap,
So
we
that's
kind of
what it
like
gonna
her.
take.
So I
Yeah.
think that you need to like pay the doctor to be like, she might die,
So,
and
I mean-
then you get the extra.
so when Dawn left, did the family go, Jesus, thought she'd never leave?
No,
She
my
seriously ate all of our
family
cheese.
adores Dawn.
Mhm.
All of them.
Mhm.
All of them.
Can
adore
I
her.
also notate? I find it amusing that she never brings her children to your.
I have invited Eli several times.
Eli comes, but
Yeah.
he comes in the summer more times.
Yeah.
But she also has a
Because
he
massive,
comes to
amazing
the pool.
pool,
Wait,
and
that's
he's
okay.
like, I don't want to hang out with them and eat their food. It's a food issue. It's not them. He doesn't want to have to eat at somebody's house. We'd rather not go. But you got a pool.
All
He'll-
summer we
he'll-
fed him hot dogs.
You did.
We
You
did.
fed him hot dogs all summer.
We did.
But it
And
is.
goldfish.
I will say, her children
I mean,
and her
that's all he
family
needs.
have adopted me. I love her family. They're wonderful. We cook together. We hang out. Her husband is my husband. I mean, I really take people's husbands. I realize that.
you do collect
I
them.
really
You
do.
do collect them.
I do collect people's husbands.
I feel like you make Ethan feel more special than he really is. Because in my head, I'm like, dude, you are not even number 2. But he thinks he's all up there.
He
like,
does.
yeah, he thinks he's like high on the list. And I'm like, wow, you have no idea.
I mean,
honey.
like they call me on conference calls together. I'm like, "Hi." He's like, "Hi, honey." I'm like, "Hey, babe, how you doing?" My friend Denise's husband, I call her. She says, "Oh, your boyfriend wants to talk to you." Like,
yeah.
I'm-
So
Who needs a
Denise's
man?
husband is like really good friends with my
oh
husband.
no,
so
don't
they
let them
don't
talk.
they don't even know that
Oh,
they're married to the
look
same.
at that! It's like
Because-
You're the other woman.
Well,
Hi,
Ethan and
Jamie.
Sean are like
Yeah, you
dating
do.
half the
Jamie's
time.
husband too.
Yeah,
I mean, I collect them.
You
Listen,
do.
I have that right. I have
that's
none.
fine.
I have none, so I take a little bit of everybody's. That's how it should be.
And then
Sure.
you get the perfect husband.
I do. I
'Cause you
take
get
a little
the
bit of everything.
little bit of the good.
Kevin and Matt are my handyman. Well, your husband's going to take the drawer out, especially because it's like a husband. He says he's going to do it. He doesn't show up.
Absolutely.
It's like the greatest thing. So, right?
My husband cooks good though.
Oh,
You
her
got the
husband
good.
is a
You got the
chef.
good grilling.
He does. And the best part is when I say I'm coming over, he asks what I want, not what they want.
Yeah.
He'll be like,
Yeah.
Dawn, what do you want today? I'm like, can I have some grilled asparagus? And do you want shish kebabs or salmon?
Yeah.
And then he made me a
Well,
special tartar
yeah.
sauce.
Mhm, mhm.
It's good.
Yeah.
Tracy, Ethan played Nerf Wars at Owen's 6th birthday party, so it's both of them. Oh, that's cute. That is true.
That is
Ethan
true.
is a really good dad, too.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
That is
So,
true.
and you're a good dad. Your kids really are. Do you play video games or board games and hang out with them
All the time.
all the time?
Yeah, so just the other night, Lucy and I were playing Bananagram.
I love banana.
I know, and she can't spell, so I beat her ass. It's kids nowadays.
That's why you play it. Do you play any games with your children that they beat you?
Oh yeah, Mario Kart, any video game, they
Oh, yeah.
they whoop me, and I'm like, I don't understand this. I can't follow this. Too many bright lights.
That's
Too many things.
Too
Going
many
on.
bright
Too many things going on here.
So what else? So tell me, like, how did you tell us parenting? What are you doing? What's the key? How does it work for you? Because it sucks for me.
So I have no key. I feel like something that I do that's super negative is my kids come up to me all day long. Like just getting ready for this, I was wondering, does everybody's kids come in the bathroom when you're getting ready?
Of
Now
course.
Jacob will yell from the hallway because he's a 14-year-old boy, but my girls have absolutely zero boundaries. So I felt bad because I was like, like it's 2021. I haven't gotten ready to go somewhere like and actually put on like clothes.
I
and
did
some
say to
makeup.
her, I was like, wow, you look really good. Where are you going? She's like, your show. I'm like, hat? You're lucky I have a bra on.
Yeah, I
mean,
put a bra on, the whole thing, and they like walked in. I was like, guys, can I just have like a half hour? So, like, I was playing some music in my room.
Oh,
Like
you were
just, like,
jamming. Like,
yeah,
it was like you were getting ready
yeah,
for
like
a
I
date.
was going somewhere, super exciting.
I mean, and you are?
Right.
I was, and I'm here. This
Right.
is my thing.
Right.
This is
We'll
my
give
thing.
you a shaft tap if you
Yeah.
need one.
Womp, womp, womp.
But I was thinking, so something I do that's very negative is I'll often push my kids out. Like I'm like, I'm busy, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Especially
normal?
before 2020, I
Look
was
at-
always like,
Look at-
oh my god, like stop asking me 20 times.
See,
I don't really get alone time. I'm not sure
Mm-mm.
what that is yet.
Mm-mm.
see, you're a good mom because you think that that's bad.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
I
You're welcome,
do feel
Tracy.
bad about that.
I
Like,
mean,
'cause I'm always
seriously.
like, when I'm done, that was the thing with the game. must have told Haley 50 times, honey, in a minute, in a minute, in a minute. And then my minutes ran up and it just seemed really important to her. And I was like, I can't not finish.
See,
You
Can
know?
you bribe them with money? I mean, it works in my house.
See, what
Maybe I should
sucks
try.
is with the first two, I was young in my 20s and 30s, raising the first two, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And now the last two, I kind of know what I'm doing, but I don't have the energy yet.
It's seriously. And that's why I said I feel bad because, so I have a daughter and she's 27 and I played Bratz with her.
Yeah.
We played Monopoly all the time.
Barbie's is so
Like,
boring.
I loved it. I loved it because I
hate it.
wanted a little girl. So I played all the time. I did her hair. Like we hung out, which I'm divorced from her father. She's not my biological child, but we're exceptionally close. And it's probably because we spent all that time together playing and playing and playing. Then Sam came around and he was a boy and I didn't know what to do with him. And he was smelled and he was dirty and he both
Afro.
I mean,
That came later.
I just like don't understand. My kids are like they want to have fun by farting on me. I don't want to hang out with people who fart on me. And like, I don't get it.
I better go.
They like to crop dust me. That's the new thing is like they walk by and then all of a sudden I'll be like, oh my God. And they crack up.
That's
How was
just
that
like
fun?
inherently in them. I'll never forget.
My girls
Jacob
do
was
that.
5 years old. My girls do. Actually, Haley is
Julia
our
does
worst.
that.
Haley
See?
is our worst. Yeah.
Really?
Oh God, yeah. But so Jacob's 5
Girls are
years old,
gross.
and he's like, "Mom, come here," and he's playing his little cars, and I like rush over. I'm like, "What, honey?" And like, I smell it. I walk right into it, and he's like, "Welcome to my fart town." And I was like, "How you just are gross?"
I know,
Like,
seriously.
And you're
Listen.
being raised with girls.
But I literally, like today, I walked into Sam's room. I was like, gonna hang out with him. He was like, Mom, come in my room and hang out with me. I open up his room and it smelled like body odor and onions. Like, what is that smell? So I was like, why does your room smell like this? Well, I eat a salad in my room with red onions. Don't do that. Your body odor is enough. Like, they're gross. I
They're
don't
gross.
get it.
But girls are pretty gross too. And actually, I had a conversation not too long ago with a bunch of ladies, and because it was talking about like bathrooms and like how boys treat a bathroom versus how girls treat a bathroom. Let's be honest, like boys, it's either like their shavings that are in the sink or piss that's all over the toilet. and
Always
floor.
on the back of
That's
the
it.
toilet. I don't understand how you
But-
get
but-
pee in the back of a toilet.
And for some reason, apparently, one of my kids doesn't know how to get shit in the toilet. I don't know.
I mean, seriously, what the hell is wrong?
Maybe they're hunkering
Are they
down. on-
animals?
I don't
Like,
know.
I don't get it. How
But-
did that come out of our vaginas?
I don't know. I question that sometimes. But on the other hand, though, I've got the girls who, like, there's toothpaste everywhere. There's just gobs of hair, makeup that they had to, like, crush the palette and see if they can blend and mix new colors. And so there's, like, sparkles everywhere. You
Oh
know?
yeah, sparkles wouldn't be allowed in my house.
And then there's, like, 6 combs. It's like, well, which one? Well, that one broke, and then I was trying to do this. Why is my hair dryer in here? Well, I was trying to do this, and there's an excuse for everything.
yeah,
you
those
know?
other things I went to blow
Like,
dry
the
my hair.
bathrooms are disgusting,
and my girls my
and I
daughter
don't
had
even
it.
have my
Really?
own things.
Yeah.
It's like,
Mhm.
where did my brush go? I just want to brush my hair. I have 1 brush. You have 6. Well, I couldn't find that. I have 1. Don't touch my brush.
I'm telling
Like,
you,
I become
why did we have
possessive
children?
of my
Yeah.
things.
Like, what is it?
Oh yeah.
My biggest thing is, and anybody who knows me knows that I like to remind my son on a almost weekly basis when I ask him, my oldest, Sam, 17, I was in labor for 26 and a half
Oh, yeah.
hours. and he literally broke my vagina. Like, he broke it.
This
It
is
was a
true.
broken vagina. I had to have an emergency C-section because he broke it. So I also wait until he's with friends to tell him this. But when I tell him to do something and he's like, no, I'll be like, you fucking broke my vagina. Go do what I asked you to do. I pee when I jump on a trampoline because of you. Do I not do it? I do it all the time. And here's my son.
started doing
Here's my son's reaction. He goes, all right.
You should like go and get a mold of like an elephant's vagina. Be like, this was the cast.
I'm telling you, I mean, seriously, I look at them sometimes, right? Like, so when I was first a new mom, I remember thinking there's something wrong with me. I look at them a lot and I think, God, they're so cute. They're so like, you're checking on them. You're like, they're just, you look at them and your heart swells, right? Somehow you lose that. And I'm trying to get it back, but I'm not sure how to do it because they are ungrateful and they expect they're entitled.
Yeah, when they sleep, it all comes back.
I mean, listen, I'm too exhausted to check on them when they sleep. I use Alexa. Alexa, are they sleeping?
Are you kidding me? You're talking to the person that has a monitor that tells me if they're breathing.
I know, she literally, we're so bad. She's in the garage and all of a sudden you'll hear beep, 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 beep. And she'll be like, Julia's out of bed. How do you know that? Well, we have a motion pad on her bed. So she climbs out.
I mean,
I'm
there's
so
more
excited
to
to have
it,
this thing now. Yeah, Ashley, you will be excited now. Listen to me. This is Ashley.
So-
I love her. I am going to be auntie to this baby, right? This baby's going to call me auntie. It's the spawn of Satan in 5 years. And your vagina will never be the same.
Never.
Jump on all the trampolines you can now.
You were
Sorry, it's
mentioning
true.
Or your
about
boobs.
Or your boobs.
confusion and like so all that fun jazz when you first had a boy, because what do you do with him? And it just reminded me of a fun story. I've told you this. So when I was a new mom, and my son had a lot of health issues when he was born, so I felt like I was always looking for there to be something wrong with him because it becomes traumatizing. I remember changing him one day. I'm cleaning him, and he had a lot of like it was one of those blowouts, so you have to like clean every cranny of that thing. And all of a sudden, I'm like, "Oh my God, Kevin!" And I call him into the bedroom. He's like, "What? What?" He's got a lump on his business, and he's like, "What? What do you mean?" I'm like, "It's right there. Do you see it? Feel it?" And he's like, "Dear, there should be 2 of those." And I'm like, and I'm looking at him like, "What? What?" And he's like, 2, because he's a boy. I'm like, oh!
Oh my God.
I was so clueless. So clueless.
I feel like
Did you
So
find
that's
the other
how I
one?
learned.
Did you find the other one?
Oh, I found the other one. Don't worry.
oh my God.
And now
You
she
know.
kicks it.
Now she does. That's how she created the chef tap.
That
She's
was
trying to
it.
get it back to
That
1.
was it.
That's what she's doing. Do you even know what a chef tap is?
No, I
Oh.
feel like
She's not
I'm
a
like
listener.
I
Right there.
feel like
Right there.
I'm
You getting the idea
So
of that?
on that note,
yeah.
now Adam, he's now 8.
Are you chef tapping Adam?
Well, not I
Oh,
don't
God.
shaft tap him,
Oh,
but I poke their butts as
DCFS.
we learn.
DCFS.
I mean, I finally did it
Stop
for the
talking.
first time yesterday.
She did. She did. I will not
We were
walk up the
walking-
stairs in front of her again. It's inappropriate touching.
We were walking up the
She
stairs and
needs
I
a
was just like,
disclaimer that says, I like to touch butts when you walk up the stairs.
She makes the noise too, doesn't
She
she?
does.
I-
She does.
while it happens as well.
She can. My dad taught me, keep your hands and your faces out of other people's places and spaces. Did you never learn that?
Well, my dad told me you can pick your nose, your friend can pick their nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
I mean, you would probably through their nose.
and you get the noise.
Explain a chef tap.
Okay, so the chef tap is just like a little, like a little tap.
Apparently, she likes to
With the-
jiggle the
usually-
niblets.
Usually
like
with the
behind?
foot. I mean, preferably from behind. Because
Like
then-
everybody's niblets or just
No,
like
No,
Came
no,
out my
just
nose.
my husband. It's really just my husband.
Oh my God. Our
primarily.
producer is choking.
That being said, I also apparently like to goose my family. So
No, I'm sorry. Tracy Zardi says, I always thought I wasn't a real mom because I didn't have a vag delivery. And then he peed in my mouth, pooped on my hand, and barfed on the back within 3 hours. Yep, I'm a goddamn mom.
Truth.
Tracy, that is going on a bumper sticker.
So it's just like a little from behind, could be, usually it's the foot. Because it really catches them off guard.
Seriously,
Foot,
she likes to
you
do
can
that.
get the right leverage because
And
you hook it.
Maybe if you're lucky, will you do me a favor? Would
What?
you please shaft tap him tonight in front of Amber back at your
Of
house?
course.
Oh my goodness.
Come back to our house after this, or her house.
But
It's our
just be
house. We
honest,
just
It's the,
joined.
just
it's
kinda
the after
happens.
party.
It's the after party. Come on over.
I was
Anybody else
invited
who
to the after party already.
anybody wants to come to the after hour to watch the chef tap, Tracy get on a plane. Please chef
Somebody-
tap him tonight.
Somebody
without telling
film
him.
that and get it in slow motion. We can show it.
Oh, can you give me
slow
warning?
motion.
I did
Can you
start,
give me warning?
I did start actually filming them.
What? Do you have one?
I think I do.
We can
Oh,
put it to
for
music and
God's
have a
sake.
best of the chef tap.
Is
So-
Ethan watching? I'm so
But
sorry,
Oh,
honey.
then
man.
recently though, the joke is with my husband, he's like, I never clenched my ass until I married you because I was always poking him.
Well, get ready for prison.
Well, my daughter, the 11-year-old, she's recently, she's like, she runs with her hand covering her ass anytime that I'm near her. Or
Do you hear the pride?
Yeah.
The pride.
We just want everybody that's listening down at the station and DCFS that none of this has happened in our studio.
So,
I mean, I'm a butt smacker.
yeah.
You are? So
oh
you
yeah.
too?
Oh yeah. I mean,
So-
I don't know that I'm a shafter, but I'm a.
But I mean, if
smacker.
you're
only
smacking,
shaft
you're
tap my husband.
shafting.
I would never shaft tap my son.
Oh.
That's just
Oh
inappropriate.
yeah. I mean, but like, I'm a butt
I have
smacker and
lines.
like.
Never
In
chef
general,
tap
like-
yourself.
My son.
Oh,
That would be, I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know if I'm flexible.
Don't shaft tap my son either, will you?
No,
Okay,
that would be
thanks.
highly inappropriate.
Hey,
I know somebody
She
who
started.
shaft tapped.
She started as a smacker too. So your
Oh,
next
so my
progression
next-
is actually
yeah.
the
It's like
tapper.
a gateway.
It
But
is.
I found myself and I kind of tapped my son on the behind the other day, and he was like, "Oh, leave my booty alone."
I know, seriously, that's a
And I was
bumper
like,
sticker.
Oh my god!
So here's
I
the-
totally corrupted him.
here's-
They're
Yes,
the
Susie,
8.
that is your
That's the
T-shirt.
age.
here's God's honest truth. I will do nothing other than hug my daughters. I'm so watch too many Maury Poviches, and I listen.
Maury Povich. That is so.
Listen.
Nobody knows who the fuck Maury Povich is anymore.
How old are you?
Listen.
I want to know seriously. Don't do that.
Listen.
We're same age.
Listen.
Give it some. Just say Geraldo
I-
next time. Why don't you?
I would almost make Alice watch me change the girls' diapers because I'm like, the last thing I need is to be on Maury Povich, and like my dad, he touched me wrong when I was an infant.
Oh my God,
I
that's
was I was so
sad.
freaked out. No, I'll spank. I mean, I've whooped their ass. Don't get me wrong. They step out of line. They've all been beat, but I
You're
won't.
concerned about my DCFS
Yeah,
calls?
no, it's all right. I cleared it. I sent out a couple videos, yeah, but just hugs. I can't. Like pat them on the back or
No
give
taking
them
off your shoe and throwing it at their head.
give them an
Tracy-
atta girl.
Tracy Zardi, I love that.
I can't do any of that. Yeah.
I mean, I will say even my husband. So for a long time, I'm the mom, so it's different maybe. But I would take showers with the kids, and then
Oh, I
there
always
hits a
showered
certain
with my
age
kids.
Mhm.
where
Yeah,
you're done.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody has
stopped
that
doing that,
defining
last
moment
year.
for the
I was
going
going to say, do I have to stop doing that?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I was like, my
But
daughter's
everybody has
practically
that
get in the
defining
shower
moment where
with
it's
me.
like,
but-
Conserving
And
water.
I think we're done with these showers
Yeah.
together.
It's all just conserving water.
Right?
That's usually
All right,
Friday.
boys.
That's the after party.
Grab mom's loofah. Here we go.
We've
I
got-
stopped taking showers with my son when I realized that I would ruin him for life for what a woman's body should
Oh my
look
God,
like.
that's what I have.
Like I was like,
Seriously.
her boobs should be up here. She should have abs. Like I don't want to terrify. Like
Amber, I swear to God, have had that conversation with my children because, I'm in my bathroom and I might be in my underwear and my son would have walked in, and so when he was about 7 or 8, I remember standing there thinking exactly like you did. Like he left the room, he saw me in my underwear, and I thought, he's going to be like, what is that? Like, why is that like that? And why do you look like that? Then he's going to start looking at porn. And he's going to be like, something's broken in my mom. Like,
you know
those people
what?
don't have that. Wait. So I literally remember having a conversation with Sam, and I was like, listen, people come in all shapes and sizes. And chubby bubbies are just as sexy as skinny bitches. But remember, please don't try to find this.
I was like, oh, you get a girl with when her boobs are still up here, honey. Like, no, you don't find this.
Enjoying them before they go down.
You ruined my body.
What do you say about your saggy balls for your son? Do you tell him about the future of your saggy balls?
Probably years ago. I mean, he's in the Navy. He's probably seen more saggy balls than I have.
Do you know what my son bought? My 17-year-old son? Oh, yes.
Yep.
Do you know, have you ever heard of a testacuzzi?
No.
Let me tell you what a testacuzzi is.
You can get them in gold.
You can get them in gold or different, but it's a jacuzzi for your testicles.
What?
It's a bubbly hot water treatment for cleaning your testicles. He saw it on an infomercial at 4:30 in the morning.
And it showed up with the Peloton?
I mean, after riding the Peloton, you might need that.
Might need it.
Have you ever heard of a testacuzzi?
No.
You Google that, Mr. Producer. Can you put that on the air?
I obviously watch a different channel at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm talking about? About men are stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need
Very
a jacuzzi for your balls. Go sit in the bathtub and fart.
Right.
Like, it's the same thing. It's a natural thing. Right?
I mean,
Isn't it?
yeah, well, I don't get it.
What are you doing over there?
How does Sam feel about you putting
looking
that
for
on the
something for
air?
the show here.
You what?
I said, how does Sam feel about you putting that on the
I
air?
don't think Sam
I've
cares.
had like
Sam
30
tells-
stories I could tell, but I'm like,
Sam-
oh yeah, we're
why
live.
not? I mean,
Live.
and
If you've heard how they speak to each other,
super
I'm not,
duper ball washer. That's right, Susie. Super duper ball washer.
I have very low concern.
Yeah. No, Sam would tell you, he'd bring it out. I was telling somebody about it yesterday, and he brought it downstairs and showed it to them. And
That's awesome.
we watched the video
That's
on
awesome.
why he bought it. Because some weird guy was washing his balls in a jacuzzi tub.
I didn't
Like,
even know.
seriously. Steve says he should get top cock and fresh balls. Oh, what is top cock and fresh balls? He also bought the Manscaped.
Is that a number 2 of the drive-through?
Is that seriously? What do they do down in Florida, Tracy?
I don't know what's happening. You're right.
Sheesh. You know Tracy, don't you?
Zarni?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Say
I
hi to
love her.
Tracy. She's
Hi.
watching.
Hi Tracy.
All the way
Miss
from
you.
Tampon Springs, Florida.
Yeah, she's fine. She doesn't have
I
8
got a
feet of snow.
robocall from Tarpon Springs the other day. I was like, tampon!
That's right. See, her husband told us he was
I will
moving.
never forget where she
and
lives. Sorry,
I will
Tracy.
never forget either because Steve, her husband, was like,
Yeah.
"We're moving," and I was like, "Where are you moving?" He's like, "Tarpon Springs." I was like, "What is Tarpon Springs?" He's like, "I'm like, I'll never remember that." He's like, "Tampon Strings." Now you'll remember it. So literally, I have to go. She lives in Tampon Strings, Tarpon Springs. That's how I get it. So welcome to Tampon Springs.
Yeah.
That's what happens. So, all right. So, tell me one of your craziest parenting stories before you became super mom and made us look like shit.
Like, I was a way better mom when they were younger. I feel like I've fallen apart since then. Like when they were younger, I was totally on top of it. Until I
See, but I feel the reverse.
yeah.
I feel like I was a shit mom when I was younger with the first two, and now it's like I'm reasonable.
I feel
okay.
like the first 2 I was like super by the book. I was like, oh my gosh, it's lunchtime. Okay, let's eat lunch. It's nap time. And then I had Haley and I was like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. Like we're going places. We're doing things. You take a nap. But she was the easiest baby because I didn't cater to her. I was like the twins. I was like, oh, I can't run the vacuum because my babies are sleeping and I don't want them to be crabby.
Oh, you were one of those.
Like for my first
It
babies.
explains
And then I had
It
Haley.
does.
And then I had Haley and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. And she was the easiest baby though. She napped anywhere. She ate anything. Like
all right,
that is
super
the
mom,
way
stop talking.
that you
You know,
raise your kids.
Seriously, just you stop talking. It's
I can tell
ridiculous.
funny Ethan.
You want to know what about kind of a parent reputation I have? You know what the text that I got from a mom today that literally said, "When was the last time your son ate? Did you feed him since he saw me yesterday?"
I was referring to last.
Shut up. If you want to know who the bitch was,
was
it's
it-
this asshole. She literally was like,
She didn't get your back. I thought
yeah,
she had your
she
back.
didn't have my back.
Oh.
She sends me a text. When was the last time your son ate? Was it since yesterday morning or something like that? I'm like, what the fuck? Of course he ate. He had fucking pizza yesterday. You know he had pizza. Well, he's starving today. He's eating everything. He ate 800 calories of Gatorade.
The
Like,
little
I'm
guy.
a terrible mom. She really thought I didn't feed him.
Actually,
The little guy. Is that
They're
right?
always starving.
The
though.
11-year-old,
Yes.
was that it? Yeah. See, so Lucy's that way, and all of a sudden, it's like 4 o'clock, and I'm like, "Did you eat lunch?"
Mhm.
And she's like, "No."
Seriously.
That's a girl thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or are
apparently
you going to feed
I
me
just
lunch,
starve
Mom?
my goddamn children.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what.
Your
Wait,
husband
time out.
is watching the show.
My husband is?
Yeah, say
Oh
hi
my
to your
God,
husband
hi, babe.
or my husband,
So-
whichever one. He says that your daughter was good as long as she was with you. Apparently,
Oh,
she was a
that
nightmare
is
when she was with
so
him.
true. Yeah.
I feel you, brother. I
Ethan
feel
would
you.
call me crying if she like literally. She's still a little bit like that. She can't be without me, but I've never like my first two kiddos were attached to me, but Haley was like, I mean, she wouldn't go to anybody for the first, I don't know, 8 years of her. Most of my friends would say that I'm going to college with her. She was very, very attached to me, and Ethan would cry and say, I think she hates me. One time she actually crawled into bed with us. Well, with me. She was 3. And she crawls
Ethan
into
wasn't
bed.
allowed to sleep in the bed at the time.
No, well, he was downstairs and I had gone
See?
to bed first. And so she crawls into bed with me and she says, Mama, I'm mad at Dada. And I'm like, oh, me too, probably. I'm like, what did he do? What did he do? Bring it on. I know. And she goes, Hims doesn't share you. And I'm like, oh, I think he would feel the same way about you. But let me.
Apparently,
let
Ethan
me-
just said, "Can you say clingy?"
Yes. And
Mhm.
she said, I'm mad at Hims. Hims needs to not sleep in here every night. And I'm like, well, we're a mommy and a daddy. They sleep in the same bed together. And she said, well, Hims doesn't share enough. He can sleep somewhere else. And she snuggled in. And I was like,
He said, I still sleep with one eye open.
He should.
Ethan, you should have tuned in at the beginning of the hour when I talked about how wonderful you were, what a
Yeah, I
great
missed
husband
it.
you were.
Missed
And
it.
basically, I gave you all the props. You missed it.
Yep.
Watch it again later.
Rewind.
Rewind. It was a good one.
Yeah. Ask
That's
him
pretty
if
funny.
I can tell the Haley shower story.
Can
That's a
she
good one.
tell the Haley shower story? He could hear you too. I just wanted to
But thanks for
Break
Yeah.
it down.
thanks for slowing it down like you speak Spanish.
I was like, could nobody hear this?
Can
Well, why did you tell me
can
to ask him?
she? Yeah.
Oh, look, your husband loves me. I got 4 hearts.
Oh.
They weren't for you. They were for this wife.
Two of them are mine, I
Ethan.
swear.
How many hearts did she get? All right, Ethan, can she
Okay,
tell
I'm
the
just gonna
Haley
tell
story?
it.
Just tell the story.
So
I'll
when
get more hearts.
when the twins were little, like I gave them a bath, like did the whole nighttime thing and had special lotion for sleepy time. Haley came around. I was like, oh my God, just get in the shower with me. Like I'm not doing this every night. And so she would shower with me all the time. So one night she's just a little bit over 1. And I say to Ethan, I'm like, can you just take her in the shower with you? He's taking a shower and he's like, whatever, fine. And she had this little watering can that she used to fill up in the shower and she'd dump all over her like while I would shower. And so she handed it to Ethan. She like banged on his leg, like fill up my cup, I want to.
Yeah.
And he didn't listen to her. So then she grabbed his appendage and went ding, ding, ding. And threw his stuff at her.
They
And
never showered.
never
again.
showered again. I think
And that shower was over very
think
quickly,
he's
I
still
bet.
scarred. So when you were saying, I was like, oh wow, so different in our house. I'm like, and he just came out and handed her to me. He's like, I'm never doing that again. I'm like, you had parts she could get
Oh my
to get your
God.
attention.
My
That
wife-
is funny.
My wife used to get mad because I wouldn't just take him in the. No, I'm not. No,
My
no,
husband would never.
No,
Kevin has never and would never take showers. And like there were times I'm like,
he
she
just
had
doesn't
a
take
blowout,
showers.
just
Yeah.
take her.
Yeah.
And I'm like handing him a naked baby and he's
Mm.
like, and he like hurries up, like puts a towel on and he's like now suddenly bathing a baby in a towel.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like he would
Well,
not.
Ethan can tell you
I'm with
it's
him.
not conducive to
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
man's life.
That's
to
hilarious.
Listen to your wife. So
That is a great
Yeah,
story.
he's
Although-
still scarred.
I'm sure.
fair-
No wonder he sleeps
Not
with one eye
as
open.
good.
I'm sure.
Not as good at all, but that was my defining moment when I knew my son was done in the shower. He was only about 1.5, and all of a sudden he's just like, "Mom, what's this?" Just grabs my bush,
Oh,
and I'm just like,
What is this? 1970? Jesus, woman.
"I was working full time and had 2 children, and I was only 26 years old. There was time for that shit."
Anna.
Good
Oh my
stuff.
God.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Oh my God.
The Floby.
Manscaped.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah,
Oh
right.
my God.
Oh my
That
God.
was a good one.
I mean, the bottom line is there's still things there that he didn't have, and he recognized it.
What show is
Oh
this?
my-
I don't know that I can ever come on again.
I don't know. I'm just.
Oh my
I'm hot.
I'm,
god. Okay, wait.
I'm
Tracy has
I'm-
a story.
I'm looking at you way different now.
I love that Tracy's telling us a story via text.
Can she just call?
Steve
know.
wants me to tell you his shower story. He was showering both boys and Quinn was playing with shampoo. Owen got mad and said Quinn can do whatever he wants and punched him straight in the balls. Last shower the boys ever took with him. That's hilarious. Oh my god. See what I'm talking about?
That is good.
This stuff is painful.
I think,
Painful.
I think Liz, I know what our next shirt should be.
Don't touch the bush.
Don't touch the
That's
bush. That's hilarious.
Don't grab Mama's bush.
Oh my god. Have you ever let your kids eat in the shower? I mean, eat in the
What?
bathtub?
Oh,
What's
yeah.
wrong with you?
No,
Why?
you've never had any
What?
kids eat in the bathtub?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
kids
God.
eat, and I have
Because they won't get in the bathtub. So Eli,
I have a TV in my.
no, well
Of
Sam,
course you do.
Sam,
I live in the wrong neighborhood.
I will have one after starting next
I'm
week.
gonna say it's a smart move. It's
Dang,
a
Yeah.
smart
Mary.
move.
Dang, Mary
Wait.
Poppins. What's going on?
So
I mean, you should have seen the car. before.
seriously, we just got in the biggest bougie boss bitch car ever.
I live in the wrong neighborhood.
It's like,
I guess.
but the parking job sucks. Like Ethan, she doesn't know
Oh
how
my
to.
god, he knows.
She's
he
got
knows.
like 8 cameras.
He
I mean,
knows.
come on.
He
Jesus
knows.
Christ,
Sorry.
he's probably
You're
watching
a
that.
great parent.
Ethan knows.
But
I know. I'm
I-
a shitty parker
I-
all day, even in my own driveway.
My car parks for you.
I don't think I have that
Ooh.
one.
My car parks self-parks, bitch.
Yeah.
Who's
I
the
mean,
bougie
mine
bitch
is too.
now?
It's called my chauffeur, Kevin.
Yeah, no, mine parks
Sure.
itself. But anyway, seriously, so Sammy used to love to
I have
take
to pretend
baths,
to be
and
bougie.
that's true, and he wouldn't
I just drive
he
my
wouldn't leave. He wouldn't like get out of the bathtub. It was time for dinner, and he was like, "Please, please, please." And it's to this day, it's my favorite picture of Sam. I gave him pizza, so it was like a plate. It was on the toilet. The plate was on the toilet lid, and he's in the bathtub eating. And there's a picture of him like this with a piece of pizza. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
You let your kids
No.
eat in the bathtub?
Like, I mean, not in that. I never brought them food like that because they wouldn't get out of the tub or anything. But the girls took baths together. I mean, they still do in their bathing suits. Like they'll put their bathing suits in, and our friend Corey, well, you know, Corey Ullman, she had a TV in her bathroom for as long as I've known her. And I was always like, oh my gosh, like this is so extra. I don't need all this. Like, you know, this is where you go to not do those things. Like the bath is like for us, like the kids can't come, hopefully, and you don't have your phone, you don't have the TV. It's just like your moment. And then one day I was like, man, I should put a TV in here. That'd be so cool. And I was like, at least it'd be cool for like
Grey's
the kids,
Anatomy
you know?
moment.
I'd be
No.
sleeping in the water.
It was the best thing ever, but my girls were obsessed with it when we got the TV, and they lived in there. And so it was their idea. They brought up snacks and drinks,
That's
and they put on their
hilarious.
You get a hot
shows.
tub.
Yeah, I mean, it became like this thing, and they still to this day will bring up like drinks.
That's
and a
hilarious.
little
Okay,
snack and
Ethan
stuff.
says to tell the standing peeing story.
Oh God. So this is a twin story. So we couldn't fit like both those little potties in our little powder room. So I just tucked them like right outside the bathroom for them. And I was pregnant with Haley while I was potty training. I was like 32 weeks pregnant out to here, you know, I'm just freaking go in the potty. Like I'm not changing 3 kids. And so I'm chopping something up at the counter and I look over and both my son and daughter are standing outside the little potties peeing with their little, some of us had things and some of us didn't. And my daughter's is going shh, just everywhere. And I go, honey, what are you doing? She's like, I'm peeing like Jacob. And she peed all over our house. And yeah, but she thought like that's
Good
her
for her.
twin brother. Like, why
That's
She now
wouldn't
get
you
a
just...
sheeness.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
That is
that's
genius.
where you did it wrong. You got to teach the boys to sit when they pee.
Oh, we did right
first.
after that. I was like,
Yes.
everybody sit.
Some boys
Like, why are we standing in the kitchen
Do you sit
peeing?
and pee ever?
Sure.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it gets
to-
all over the floor
Yeah, it's a
otherwise.
mess.
So you're one of those that pee on the
Listen,
back of the
I
toilet?
live in a house with even my dog is a woman. Right, my son's gone. It's just me and
He
the
left
girl.
you?
Yeah, it's just me and the girls now. So why fight it? And
Yeah.
and I've never. I have. You always know when somebody else is in my house because the toilet seat is up.
Really?
Yeah, the toilet seat is never up.
Really?
It's a respectful
Yeah.
man.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have, as you know, a new male agent that works with us
Mhm.
at our office, and we're going to have some words.
Yeah, no, men are gross. It's
We're
it's
gonna have
just
some
disgusting.
words
Just
about
tell 'em
why
to
the
sit and
toilet
pee.
seat. No, I don't care about that, but either sit and pee or
If
put
you-
the toilet seat down.
if you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie, wipe the seedy. That's
I
Oh,
all.
I gotta
agree.
teach Eli.
You should just
Yeah.
write that on a.
No,
teach
you
you
just threaten him like
Yeah.
I did, and then your problem's solved.
Yeah,
So,
I'm lazy by
Eli
nature.
would come to my house and he would go to the bathroom and leave the seat up. But the thing is, Adam still sits and pees. So I told him, if I get a complaint from my daughter or son falling in the toilet anymore, he will be responsible for cleaning the seat in the toilet every Friday before he leaves my house. And he's like, that's not happening. And I was like, oh no, you will be in charge of that. And he's like, okay, I'll take that as my warning. And then like the second time, like Grace comes out, Mom, the toilet seat's up. He like leaves class. He's like, that's up. Like, shit.
Gotta go.
Okay, Tracy is ridiculous, and I need her to fly here and be on a show.
Oh, she would
We
be a
can
good
share
one.
the link with her and she can
Seriously.
come on live.
Tracy, you need to come on next Friday.
What's her
She
story?
literally just said, and I will have to explain it now, Tracy. She said, when you have a hook, you have to, meaning you have to sit. Do you know why? What she's talking about? Her husband has his penis pierced.
Oh, so he's a sprinkler.
Wow.
So we do this thing where we say, aye, Captain. We call it the hook.
So he looks like Gonzo.
He looks like Gonzo. And if you ask him, he'll just go like this to you. He'll be like, what? And he'll tap it so you can hear it
Tink,
through his
tink.
pants.
Yeah.
Right, Trace? That's what
I'm
we have to
learning
send a
so
link
much.
to Trace. Oh, you will learn a lot. Oh, that's basically what it sounds like. He just does that. And play Cards Against Humanity to him, with him. You learn a lot about his penis. Trish would smack the shit out of me and my friends if the seat was left up as kids. From Ethan.
Oh, Trish, she would. Yes.
Who's
yes.
Who's Trish?
His mom. His
Oh,
mom. Oh, yeah.
really?
yeah.
She would smack the shit out of you, friends, if the seat was up. Warren says after 50 or even 40, it's easier to sit and pee.
Yeah.
It's a
Is it
sprayer.
really?
I mean,
Probably
the
a
water's
sprayer.
cold, but
The water's cold. Don't your balls fall in the toilet after a while? Like you guys all have saggy balls. Like, do you like skim
No,
the tip of your piss on the
No.
See,
balls?
maybe you need more shaft taps to
I
help make
don't-
sure, you know.
it's,
like a
it's not
Kegel,
the
but for
balls.
your
I mean,
balls.
I've
Listen,
got
let's not lie. Your balls sag.
I've got a jacuzzi. I don't
It's a testacuzzi.
jacuzzi.
I mean, like, you know, women, we can do chest exercises.
Yeah, Kegels. You can do Kegels.
Well, no, but also chest exercises so that we
I was
can
just
lift our
doing
breasts.
today.
We were just, we have the same trainer, and
Yeah.
we
Just
talk about
talking
how
about
we
it
like to
today.
lift our tatas up. So he helps us focus on our chest, which is
Yep.
why we both have incredible
Because
racks.
as we've established independently that we don't want to have Ethiopian.
Correct. We don't want to have
Yeah, no.
Ethiopian breasts.
You certainly no National Geographic.
Ethiopian breasts.
Yeah.
We have seen them. I have grown up with Ethiopian breasts in my life, so we're not going to
Yeah.
I
see
think
that
I already
anymore.
have
I
them.
think it's called
But-
gravity.
Right? Seriously. But I mean, your balls sag. So if you're sitting in the toilet, are they not skim coating the water?
Well, or do they sit on the seat?
I mean, like Tracy says, when it's cold,
Perhaps
there's
they
always
don't.
shrinkage.
Perhaps they don't.
Ethan,
Although if
does
it's
Ethan
cold, they
sit when
might,
he
you
He
pees?
know.
will. Yeah.
He will sit?
He does both.
Does
Yep.
he drop a deuce with the pee and the balls in the water? I mean, like,
But if they poo, they have to sit. There's no way
I just
want
want to know if the
stand.
balls are touching the water.
So that I mean,
I don't think Ethan's are saggy enough.
I mean,
yet.
you're going to look like a redneck's truck if your balls are hitting the
Yeah. I
water.
was like, I don't think his go that far.
Yeah.
I don't think they've hit like old man balls yet.
I mean, he's 51. Do you have
Yeah.
saggy balls yet?
I mean,
Nope.
in fairness, you gotta be like straddling that seat pretty far if your
Really?
balls are just sagging.
I think
in
that
there.
by next Friday, I'd like you to try to see if you can touch the water with
Oh,
your
there's
balls
no
by
pos-
Friday. Will you try
unless
that?
it's clogged and flowing up. There's no,
What kind of show is this, right?
Oh my
They
god,
told
I have
you-
no
she's
idea
like-
what I signed up
Did
for.
you not
I
know
always
what
get
you were
picked
talking
on. That's it. Yeah,
And
pick on
multiple
me.
people asked me, "What are you guys going to talk about? What are you going to do?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah,
Just
well,
gonna go
wait
and
till
show up with
Tuesday
Dawn.
when it's anything goes with Bremer and Jones. We really get raunchy.
It
This
is.
is
Yeah.
like PG version.
I work out with you. I mean, like,
she does.
yeah.
We are
The
inappropriate
things
with our
that you
trainer.
say, yeah, you should get
That's
him
okay.
on here. He would
Seriously,
watch.
our trainer would. No, he
What's his
couldn't
name,
do it.
Chuck?
His name is John Claude
I'm
Van
not going off
Dam.
for this
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah. Well, I should tell you that story, right?
No, let's hear it.
So when Ashley was being born, Alice was in labor, and it's going and going in labor, and the doctor's like, "We're going to put morphine in there because I'm going home."
What? I'm
right?
sorry?
So he put a morphine drip so she'd stop contractions or whatever. So then come back in the morning, she had to restart again, right? She was pissed. But then, she's battling and ready to have this kid. And I'm just like, being the good husband, like, just go to your happy place, And I turned the channel and there was, like Bloodsport or something
Yeah.
with Jean-Claude Van Damme. She goes,
Jean-Claude.
don't turn the channel. Out came the kid.
Seriously?
Yeah.
And you didn't name your child after John Claude
Yeah,
Van Damme?
Ashley would not have been a good John.
Ashley Van Damme?
Yeah, no.
I mean, let's be honest.
Truthfully,
he was hot.
so I will still kid her still today.
Really?
Hey, just go to your happy place, John.
Go to your happy place. Go watch John Claude Van
That's it.
Damme.
That's it.
Who would be your happy place? Who's your sexy man pass?
Luke Bryan.
Oh,
Luke
all day.
Bryan.
really?
All day.
But
But he's so happy in love with his wife and stuff.
yeah. But do you watch American Idol?
No.
Yeah, he's kind of an idiot. And
Is
he's not.
he-
He's not
pretty.
real smart. I mean,
He's super cute. And
He's
when
had
he
such
sings,
a rough
my
life.
dad actually met Luke Bryan
he's a good singer. I mean,
in Key West. My dad went to see him, and my dad knows nothing about all this stuff. He goes with my mom and they're best friends. And Key West is the kind of place where you just bump into famous
That's right.
people. It's
Yeah,
super
all the
chill
time.
there,
Mhm.
and they treat the famous people like that. So my dad's up at the bar talking to this guy for 20 minutes, just having a great time. All of a sudden the guy's like, all right, man, it's been great talking to you. I'm going to go on stage. And then the guy gets on stage and it's Luke Bryan. And my dad calls up. He's like, you're going to kill me. I was just talking to Luke Bryan for 20 minutes, half hour, had the best time.
That's funny.
He's like, but I had no idea. But I think that he had such a good time with my dad because my dad had no idea who he was.
That's hilarious.
He's just some
Wasn't
dude
Your
at the
husband's
bar.
calling you a liar.
About what?
He says it's Dave Matthews.
Oh, I would take him too. Yeah. Mhm.
Take him too?
I mean, I don't know. Is there
okay.
I thought he was going to say.
double down, girl. Double down.
Yeah.
Good.
Dave Matthews.
Really?
What's the lead singer of Limp Bizkit? That used to be
I don't even know
favorite.
that there's biscuits
Babe,
that are limp.
Text it in.
What about you? Who's your if you could go
Kevin.
to town on any guy? Who?
Kevin.
Kevin.
Is that the right answer? Your husband? Sorry, babe. I
Yeah,
meant
he
Ethan.
said Dave
You know,
Matthews.
we've actually had that conversation because I have a friend who's obsessed with Luke Bryan. She's like, oh no, he comes, my husband's gone. She has made it very clear, even in front of her husband, he means nothing. Their marriage means nothing if Luke Bryan gives her the time of day for a booty call. Their
Luke
marriage
doesn't
means
do it
nothing.
for me.
So, and
So who about you?
I don't know.
All right,
Because-
moving on.
and that was
Boring.
the
How about
Boring
you?
answer.
Who are you?
Tay Diggs all day.
But
Tay
Oh,
Diggs.
yeah.
Tay
That's a good
Diggs.
one.
I
That's
would
a good
take
one.
that chocolate bar any day of the week.
I wouldn't, but
Tay
I like him.
Diggs.
I like him, but as far as
he
leaving
is
Ethan
sexy as shit.
Luke Bryan
Yeah,
does
no,
it
he's
for
good,
me,
yeah.
and
What
Dave
about you?
Matthews.
I'm kind of with Liz. I don't really get into
Okay.
the stars.
You
Oh my
liars.
But
I want to change my
if-
answer.
if
Ethan,
I were to-
it's you. I pick you
if I
every
were-
day.
if I were to-
Ethan
All these
says
married
Fred
people.
Durst.
Fred Durst, yeah.
if I were to say anybody, it would probably be Jennifer Aniston.
I think she's beautiful.
She's my age, so
Yeah.
yeah.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Friends.
I mean, seriously, I think Tay Diggs is just so good looking to look at. But I would have to
I think
say,
I'm just too insecure to even have that type of thought.
oh, you should try having that thought.
Yeah.
I used to say if I had to be a lesbian, I would go with Ellen DeGeneres.
No,
I
Ruby Rose.
love her.
Ruby
Have you
Rose.
seen her? She's gorgeous.
I think because I'm not a lesbian that I'm Ellen would be so fun to hang out with
Ellen
every
would
day.
be fun to
She
hang
would
out
make
with.
you laugh. She's definitely
Yeah.
if I'd have a girl crush, it's Ellen all
Seriously.
day.
What about you? If you would have would you ever have a boy crush? What man do you find is
Dwayne Johnson. you
oh
know.
yeah, Dwayne
But I've
Johnson's
seen him
pretty
running
good.
around a ring in his underwear, so a
Ooh.
little skinny speedo.
Brett
or whatever.
Michaels.
Oh, so I was at a
How many
concert.
your husband is rattling off all these men you want to have
Well,
sex
she
with.
must talk in her sleep or
Seriously,
something.
are you like Brett Michaels? Hey, Ethan, can you be Brett tonight?
Yeah.
Ethan, can you be
Oh my
Fred
God.
tomorrow? So,
me.
Okay,
look at
obviously,
Brett, yes.
obviously I'm very
Be
open.
more attentive.
I'm very open with
Seriously,
my husband.
I've never
about
seen you
my-
participate in a conversation on the show as much as this one.
I'm very open to my
Ooh,
husband.
Tracy likes Kevin Costner.
No.
Oh, that's right. Susie is right. That's it. Sam Elliott.
Oh yeah,
And
I
it
love
was something.
beef.
He
That's what's
is
for dinner.
sexy
Who's
as
Sam
shit.
Elliott?
Oh, he's like 155, but
Okay.
He's-
I was like, I don't know.
Sam Elliott.
No,
You don't know who Sam Elliott?
Elliott's got the big white mustache. He's
Yeah,
the beef.
Susie, you're right.
Beef.
Oh,
That's
that
what's
is-
for dinner.
Beef. Oh, Sam Elliott. You gotta go
Yeah.
with Sam Elliott.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
yeah.
on Tombstone.
You know him.
Oh, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah,
know him.
he's hot.
That, I'm
the
not going
ranch.
with him.
That's how I know.
Yeah.
The ranch.
Yeah,
From
just-
the ranch.
Yeah,
Something
the ranch.
about It's really. Susie's right. It's his voice. It's his
oh,
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett
When I was
Michaels
younger,
is like-
it was Patrick Swayze. It was
Oh,
Patrick Swayze
yeah.
all day, all night.
Yeah, he was a good
Dirty
one.
Dancing,
He's so
Roadhouse.
Ghost.
I'd let him Roadhouse me any day.
Yeah,
Ghost.
Ghost. Ooh. See, even you wanted to do him during
No,
Ghost.
I didn't like
Yeah.
his hair.
Mm.
Tombstone. See, Sam
Yeah,
Elliott.
that's what I said. Tombstone.
Yeah.
It's my favorite movie.
Yeah.
of all
Yeah.
time.
Well, oh my God, we have 7 seconds left.
Yeah, we do. It's-
Wow, we ran
it's
out of time. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in to Whining with Dawn. Hey, Amber, you survived it.
Welcome.
I did.
And you showed us all that you have fantasies of regular men all the time.
So go home
All
and
the
chef
time.
tap your husband.
Chef tap your husband.
Here I come, baby.
Right? So thank you, Tracy, and all the guests for tuning in. We will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe and chef tap your loved ones.